I was lucky enough to snag 6 tickets to see Garth Brooks in Vegas. My friends and I had made plans to go as 3 couples, but I can't really afford to pay for 6 tickets. The concert is kind of expensive. I told my friends that I needed the money for the tickets before my credit card was due. They both promised they'd get it to me. I reminded them a few times and they both forgot. I called my sister and asked if she knew anyone who might like to go. She said that she and my stepsister had been talking about going. We decided to make it a family trip. They paid me immediately and I transferred the tickets to each of them. Last week, one of my friends saw that I posted on Facebook about going with my sisters. She asked why I was going twice. I told her I wasn't. I needed to pay my credit card bill, so I sold 4 of the tickets. They went ballistic. I do not have any credit card debt as I pay my bill in full every month. They both assumed I'd be okay just paying the minimum monthly payment as they do. They expected me to save them the tickets even though they didn't pay me. I told them both to check their texts and see where I'd agreed to that. I sent them screenshots of where they agreed to pay me before my bill was due. They're angry because all of the tickets left are either resale or expensive floor seats. I'm mad at them for trying to screw with my credit. They're mad at me because they booked time off to go to the concert. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. The tickets were never theirs because they never bothered to pay for them or ask you if they could make other arrangements, which would only be acceptable if it was okay with you. If they can't remember to pay you before the concert, what odds would you have given that they would remember to pay you back afterward? Ding ding ding. At least some of them hope to never have to pay, that OP would just forget. With friends like these, who needs enemies? I'm glad OP went with people who are actually good company and respectful of other people's finances. Exactly. I will protect myself from enemies, but God saves me from my friends. I hate when friends take advantage of the person who generously puts the whole amount of an excursion on their credit card. I'm the same way. I pay it off in full every month, and I wouldn't be okay with just paying the minimum and not the whole statement balance. Your friends are selfish and petty. That's so crazy. They expected you to front them for 4 tickets. Enjoy the concert. OP, you dodged a bullet. Everyone's the idiot here. I do wonder, before you talk to your sister, did you tell your friends anything like, hey, I'm gonna sell the tickets because you guys haven't paid your share. Unless you send the money within the hour, the tickets are gone. Also, don't buy tickets for people who haven't already paid for them, or who don't buy a large number of tickets that you don't know if you'll be able to sell or not. Avoid this type of situation, because if your sisters hadn't bought the tickets, you would have been out of money. And find less entitled friends and ones who can read. I want to know if I'm being the idiot here or if my roommate is wrong. I'm a government contractor and the nature of my work means I can't work from home. My roommate exclusively works from home. When I get a package delivered and I'm at work, I'll text my roommate after I get the delivery notification and ask him to get the package off the porch, but most of the time he never does. I'll get home and the package will still be on the porch. I would say 99% of the time he doesn't get it before I get home. It's not an excessive amount or multiple ones a day. I'm talking less than 3 in a month. I also don't expect him to immediately jump up and run to the porch just whenever he has a minute. He always says he'll do it, but then he never does. But if he orders something, he immediately gets it when it's delivered. Even if he's in the middle of work, he'll drop everything to get it. My roommate says I'm being demanding by expecting him to go get it. I'm worried about porch pirates, even though it isn't a huge problem here, but it sometimes happens. I try to redirect the packages or delay delivery until I'm home, but that's not always possible. I think it's common courtesy, but my roommate says it's not. If I work from home and anyone I live with didn't, I'd get their packages off the porch, but my roommate says I'm wrong to expect it. And if I ask and he doesn't go get it, it shouldn't be a big deal even if he replied and told me he would. We've argued about this. Edit, since his room and home office are on opposite sides of the front door and his windows open up onto the porch, I do favours like letting him use my car and be on my insurance. I figured this wasn't a big ask, though I might be wrong. Holy backcrap, fat man. Do you know what common courtesy is? Getting your roommate's packages off the porch. Do you know what is absolutely not common courtesy? Putting your roommate on your insurance and letting the ungrateful so-and-so drive your car. Not the idiot for sure. It takes 5 seconds to grab a package and put it by the door, especially if you'd already agreed to do it, but it's definitely too late to negotiate on it. Remove him from the insurance and let him know the car isn't for him to be driving and move on with being housemates. I'd look at getting a new housemate. I agree with this. OP, you aren't asking or expecting too much, especially since you let him use your car and have him on your insurance. If you don't want to part ways, then 100% take him off your insurance and let him know that you all can just be housemates like he seems to want. By all means, don't keep allowing him to use your car. Favors work both ways. How hard can it be to take 20 seconds of your day to simply receive and retrieve a package for a friend who you live with? Seriously, it always blows my mind how entitled some people are. What if the package would be an expensive device, and your roommate is too lazy to get up for 10 seconds to get it, and it gets stolen? I can't imagine his work being so important that he can get his own package, but leave yours on the porch. LOL. My 20 female sister Jane, 28, her daughter baby Lucy, and her mum Sarah, 50, all came to visit me a few days ago. One of my housemates has a dog, and during warmer days we make frozen banana and peanut butter oat balls for the dog to have as a treat. They are entirely edible for humans. It's a banana, a scoop of peanut butter, and a cup of oats. That's it. Lucy was fussing, and Jane told me that she was in the teething process and asked if I could freeze some of the baby food for when she needed to eat in an hour or so. I agreed and asked if she wanted to give Lucy a frozen peanut butter oat ball. Jane agreed, and Lucy loved it. About 2 hours into the visit, my housemate gets back with the dog and goes into the freezer to get one of the frozen treats, and my sister gets all antsy. Mum and I asked what's wrong, and she asks if I made the treats for Lucy. I said no, they're technically for the dog, but it's safe for human consumption. Jane freaks out and picks Lucy up and goes to the car. She's crying about how I gave her daughter dog food, and how I should have disclosed that it was made for a dog. But I didn't think it mattered. It didn't have dog-only ingredients or anything. I tried to talk to Jane, but she won't respond and is genuinely insisting that I fed her daughter dog food. Our mum is split. She thinks Jane is being ridiculous and she's only on her side publicly because she's a new mother. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. It is not dog food. It is human food that is sometimes given to a dog. My dad makes sandwiches for himself, his mom, and their dogs. Yes, Jane can't eat sandwiches anymore because they're clearly dog food. Right, and their beds are made out of fabric. So if your sheets are fabric, you're sleeping in a dog bed. Shame. Your sister needs to take a step back. This is frankly a ridiculous thing to get upset about. It doesn't matter what the food was made for, it's safe for consumption. I wonder if she knows how many things her baby shoves in its mouth when she's not looking. And she's a new mother is a tired excuse for crap behaviour. Mom's just trying to avoid any conflict and be a people pleaser. She'll say whatever to not upset OP, but since the crazy sister is hard to deal with, she'll drop OP to appease the sister whenever she's around. Coddling OP's sister because she's a new mom will make matters worse. Mom isn't helping. I'm willing to cut an insane amount of slack for the first 3 months because, between the sleep deprivation and the hormones, I think you could be declared clinically insane. But almost a year? If you haven't calmed down by then, you need to be quick because they're going to start walking soon and getting into all sorts of stuff. I, 25 female, have friends, a couple that moved a while back to another state because of college and decided to stay there even after graduating. We keep contact via texting and video calls, but we've never seen each other face to face since they moved. They decided to travel to the city I live in so we could spend time together. We'd all chosen a lot of things to do in the 2 weeks they were supposed to spend here. The conflict is that I don't want them to stay at my apartment, like sleep there overnight while they're here. Still, they don't have family or other friends in this state or close by that they can stay with, which means they'd have to pay for a hotel. A day ago, when they arrived, we were talking and I asked them which hotel they picked. They were confused and Anna, 26 female, asked what I meant. They thought they were going to stay at my apartment with me. We hadn't discussed where they would stay before they came here, and I assumed they knew they were going to stay at a hotel since they'd never stayed at my home like that, and they know I don't let anyone stay over like that, not even my parents or my boyfriend. They said they thought I'd changed my mind about these things, but I never said I had. They assumed I did. I live in an apartment alone, and even though there isn't a guest room, I have the old mattress that I could put in the living room or in my hobbies room, or they could sleep on the couch. But I refuse to do so and to pay or help pay for the hotel. They're both very annoyed with me and think I'm being selfish, but James, 25 male, is furious. He thinks I'm being ridiculous. Anna agreed to pay, but James wanted to either go back or make me let them stay in my apartment. They're staying at a hotel at the moment, and we didn't do what we planned to do yesterday. Anna texted me that she's trying to convince James to stay in the hotel, and maybe she will, but they both think I should change my mind. The reason I don't want them, or anyone, to stay over is that it makes me very uncomfortable to have someone in my home while I'm asleep or not there. I hate the idea of someone touching my things without my permission or seeing something I'd rather they not see or even stealing something. And they know that but thought I'd become more lenient about it. I asked my parents and other friends what they think. The general consensus is that it would be nice of me to let them stay, but since I'm known to be quite neurotic between our friends and family, and it's not like I told them I changed my view nor implied they would stay, I wouldn't be in the wrong if I don't allow it. Not the idiot. The polite thing to do might be to offer to help Anna look online for an inexpensive place for her to stay, and she can let James figure out what James wants to do while you and Anna have fun doing everything on your guys' schedule. However, who the heck expects to just come crash at someone's house for 2 weeks? Who the heck plans a trip without having accommodations 100% squared away? Inconsiderate, entitled people. They thought she changed her mind? No. They thought they could throw a fit and bully her into changing her policy. I also think they didn't want to risk having OP say no in the first place, so they didn't bring it up until they got there. Everyone's the idiot here. I'm amazed an adult would go on a 2-week trip without confirming arrangements. This is not something that should be assumed. That's nutty behaviour indeed. But if you suspected that they might want to stay at yours, you should have asked the hotel question before they arrived. I find it nearly improbable that you made all these plans and never had a clue they figured they would stay at yours. I'm sorry, but no, they're adults. If they were hoping to stay with a friend while out of town, then it's on them to bring it up. More so because they know that OP is particular about people being in their space. If I had a friend coming in from out of town, I'd probably ask about their plans. But there's a chance that if they were planning a longer stay or other visits and plans, etc., I'd give them the benefit of the doubt that they are independent, functioning adults and had figured it out. That's what being an adult is. If they can figure out getting married, they can figure out where they're staying for 2 weeks while travelling or ask if they'd like to stay with me for a little while. I disagree. You are the idiot, OP, and largely responsible for your own problem. It sounds like it's been a few years, so they don't know anything about you anymore. People change over the length of time it takes to do college, and if you have a problem with them staying, it's on you to make them aware of it. Not discussing it with your supposed friends leaves the impression they're staying with you. It's your issue, you should have said something, especially as last-minute on-the-day hotel finding is not fun and it wasn't a very nice welcome for them. Yes, they could have asked too, but as your friends and your problem, it's more on you than them. I also really hope you're in therapy because being so neurotic that your close friends and boyfriend would steal from you or invade your privacy isn't normal. I have really long hair that goes down to my back. It's about 2 feet of hair. It's always been a strong point of pride because I spend a lot of money maintaining and caring for my hair. My boyfriend has always pushed me to cut it, but recently he's been even more insistent. He handles all of our home's grittier cleaning since I can't handle dust. He does sweeping, wiping down and vacuuming. I handle cooking and cleaning that doesn't make me interact with dust, like dishes, laundry and some of the trash cans. But because of that, he complains that he has to spend a lot of time cleaning up my hair shedding. He says it makes cleaning take way longer than it has to. He says that even though he's responsible for cleaning, I should be responsible with my hair, and if it sheds this much, then I should consider cutting it. But he doesn't want me to go shorter by like an inch or 2, he wants me to cut off half of it, so it goes down to just behind my shoulders. I'm unwilling to part with that much, but he insists I should. But I really would rather not cut my hair. My nieces have both also recently started learning how to braid hair, and it's been really fun bonding with them through braiding our hair too. I think cleaning up my hair is really just part of the housework, along with his hair shedding too. I don't see a need for me to cut it. I have hair above my shoulders, I still shed constantly, it's everywhere. Cutting won't stop the shedding. I'm highly allergic to dust, but I live alone, so when I clean, I use a mask, wear my glasses and have long sleeves and gloves. Try that so you can help with the cleaning more, and if you really can't be around dust, then maybe just try to clean up your hair whenever you can. But you're absolutely not the idiot for wanting to keep your hair. Cutting it won't solve the problem, but now you'll also be unhappy. What a laughable request, especially because you will lose just as much hair, only shorter ones. I would love to hear his explanation for how it's that much more difficult to vacuum up a 24-inch single strand of hair than a 12-inch strand of hair. My vacuum can handle either. First off, the cleaning thing is a complete red herring. Whatever is behind his demand, it has nothing to do with cleaning up your hair. He might genuinely prefer you with shorter hair, or he might try to get you to adopt the hairstyle of the girl who got away, or something else, but I can guarantee it's not about finding error around the house. That's an insanely trivial reason for pressuring someone to change their identity, so don't do a thing until you find out what's really going on. And frankly, his method of nagging you and pressuring you to change is pretty off-putting and completely disrespectful. It's not something I do as a partner. I might remark once how attractive I found a particular style and how I thought it might look good on her, but if she chose otherwise, I'd let it drop. It's her body after all. You're entitled to look however you like.